Hi, friend, this is Pastor Lucas Pina, and this is our snack for the journey. And we are in a journey through the terms, names, identifications, find out who we are in Christ Jesus. The New Testament gives the Christians many names, different names, and titles and descriptions. So we are going through each one of them. And this way we learn who we are supposed to do, who we are, and we were supposed to do, what we are supposed to do, uh, supposed to believe, and all those things. So I'd like to invite you to take this journey with us from Monday through Friday. Every day I share one name with you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Share this video. Share this video with your friends and family and help us to bless other people. So let's take a look at the name for today, which is a very well known. The church. The church. This word we find in Matthew 16:18. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. And then Matthew 18:17, Jesus uses again the term. If he refused to listen to them, tell to the church. And if he refused to listen even to the church, treat him as you would a pagan or a tax collector. By the way, these are the two only places where Jesus or the gospel used the word church. So Jesus only used the word church three times. Two here in the verse 17 and one in the verse that we read there, the 18, 16, 18. So in verse 18, 17. So there's the only two places where Jesus used this term. This term means the majority of the scholars believe that it means call out, but it's a congregation, it's a community. That is a community of the believers. The community of the believers. That is the main thing here. And this idea comes from the Old Testament, of course, the Septuagint, which is the translation to Greek. And that probably is the translation that they used in the New Testament. Jesus read that translation, the not only the Greek one, the Hebrew one, but the Greek one. Paul used that, Peter used that. So it's the Greek translation from the Hebrew Old Testament. And they use, when they say in the Old Testament assembly, they use ecclesia, is the term that they use here for that there, you see in the bottom here, ecclesia. So in the Old Testament, they use that for for the for the church. Look in Deuteronomy 9:10. The Lord gave me two stone tablets inscribed by the finger of God. On them were all the commandments the Lord proclaimed to you on the mountain out of the fire on the day of the assembly. Assembly. So that the translation to the Greek, they use the word ecclesia there. And then Deuteronomy 31:30, and Moses recited the words of this song from the beginning to the end, and the hearing of the whole assembly of Israel. Again, the word ecclesia is translated from the Hebrew here. So that is the idea. The idea comes from the assembly. It's call out is the assembly, is the congregation. We're not alone. We cannot live our lives by ourselves, the Christian life by ourselves. Even our life, the Christian life. We need church. And the church is organized. In the New Testament, the church is organized. Because there he's talking the second text. He's talking about the discipline. So it's organization. There is organization. Have any problem, you bring to the church, and the church will judge the situation. So it's talking about the organization. Jesus is the head of the organization, Ephesians 1:22, and God placed all things under his feet, talking to Jesus about Jesus, and appointed him to be the head over everything for the church. So Jesus is the head of the church. Galatians 1:13, for you have heard of my previous way of life in Judaism, how intensely I persecuted the church. So he was not persecuting one here, one there, a disciple here, disciple there. He was persecuting the church of God, trying to destroy. So it's the church. The church belongs to God. Christ is the head of the church. And 1 Timothy 3:15, we hear this from, we read this from Paul, writing to Timothy. If I am delayed, you will know how people ought to conduct themselves in God's household, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and foundation. Here, Paul is Timothy. And this letter, the first letter and second letter, Paul helping him to handle the organization of the church, leadership, relationship, doctrine, everything. So it's the aspect of the organization of the church. Paul here says God's household. Very interesting that, and which is the church, which is the ecclesia, the church. So that is the word and the title for the Christian. We are the church. We're not just part of the church. We are the church. We are the church. This is why we use the word members, because we're part of the body. We're participants. Church is formed by you and me, all the leaders, the new ones that are coming in, the old ones that are there for a long time. We are important for to understand that we church, God, household, God, the assembly of God. To one of us, part of this member. So it's a great name. It's very important for us to. So I need to be involved in a local church, local community, user worship God to do that. And this is our snack for today. God bless you.